Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ninth, maybe 10th, Black session. Today we're discussing episode 2 of season 3. This is called Playtest. Season 3. I can see that now that I think I would say that now that we've watched the 2 episodes of this season, I can tell that definitely Black Mirror changed from season 1 and 2. The ending of season, I think the last episode, the last big episode would be Waldo's moment. I think that one was the last big one. No, I don't remember. But
I disagree. I think the Christmas special.
The Christmas special, yeah,
was interesting.
In my case, the Christmas special was like, yeah, but I think it was a little bit too Hollywood. And now everything is like too much Hollywood. I don't know. We're going to talk about that if you like or if you feel the change and if you liked it or not. And our impressions on the episode before we start discussing. I would like to start hearing Kathy's opinion. How do you feel with the episode? Did you like it? No?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
I like it, but I saw the episode in the night and I feel a lot of scared.
You feel afraid?
Yes, because I don't like it. The movie, the Scar movie.
A scary movie, yes.
Scary movie, yes. And by the way, I think that the episode it doesn't have a profound theme.
Yeah, like deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
Yes, it's only video games and the virtual reality. It's like the last episode, but technically it's awesome. I like it, but I feel scared.
Yeah, I think the episode could be deep, but I think it's more emotional than deep in terms of philosophical. I think it deals with deep emotions, with fears, with mothers, with I don't know, fear mainly. So I think that, yeah, but it's not that deep. I think that we've seen deeper in Black Mirror. But you liked it anyway. You enjoyed it.
So.
So, yeah.
I was thinking, what can I say today? Because in the phone it's something you front, no sé cómo se dice, enfrentar your fears.
You face? That you
or
face
cope.
something? Or you cope?
Cope.
Yeah,
Cope
you can cope with your emotions.
Enfrentar tus miedos. Yes.
You face your fears. Face, like cara. Like cara,
yes.
face. Yeah.
Yes,
It's
like,
about facing the fears. Yes. Trust me, it's really difficult to think of big things to discuss in this episode. I've been thinking about that the whole afternoon. So yeah, thank you, Kathy. Jorge, what about you? How did you feel with the episode? Did you like it? No, he was afraid too. You were afraid. You got scared or not?
Hello.
Yep.
Testing.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Well, I liked the episode, but I am the most easy people of a person to make afraid or scary.
Yeah, to scare. Yeah.
I am a scariest person ever. So
you're not a scary person. I think you get scared easily.
To make a confession, I started to watch the episode last night around 12 and a half.
Yeah,
and I watched in the middle of the episode when the protagonist inside the mansion, the house.
Yeah.
My mother went to sleep and put apagar la luz.
She turned off the lights.
Turn off the lights. Sorry. And now I say no. I will not watch this in this context. So I turn up the TV and like in the morning I watch the episode.
You finish it in the morning.
I really don't like terror cinema or series. I am so
Yes.
traumatic. I am very
Yeah.
traumatized with that.
But you resisted Midsummer. That means that you're a brave
Yeah.
person. You watch Midsummer, you're brave.
Oh, and
So
that was intense.
you feel that the episode was intense for you then?
Yeah, and like you said, or it's way too emotional. In the I, Cooper
Yeah,
is the
Cooper,
name.
that's the name of the
The
protagonist.
Cooper, yeah, and make a reflection for every people who has an special relation with her mother, like
Mm.
like like to make question of forgiving or give second
So
chances
maybe
to life.
it touched
And,
some of your fibers. It touched some of your inner
yeah,
fibers. Mm. So
it's a
you
real important thing.
yeah, I think yes, it deals with really important things. Maybe it's not that deep philosophically as we were saying, but definitely it's very deep when it comes to the mother. Of course, we all feel very personal when it comes to our mothers, and our
Mm.
fears can change too. So it depends.
Well,
Um,
I
yeah,
have one question, and it's maybe too obvious, but in the end, the mother have an Alzheimer too. No,
the mother?
the
No,
But
mother.
but
no.
it knows
Why
in
don't remember
reality.
his son?
It was another dream.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Huh?
a dream. It was another dream. He feared that his mother didn't see him, like she didn't recognize him, see him, or at all. He was dreaming with her. He died. He never saw his mother in the end. Oh, we lost you.
And for
Ah, there you are.
what
Yeah.
is the reason for he died?
Because it was like a brain collapse. His brain collapsed with the stimuli. All his synapses.
Because of the cell phone interference,
Yeah,
his
because
brain
of the cell phone
collapsed.
interference.
So he has kind of a neurological stroke.
Yeah,
He
it would be
died
like a brain stroke.
instantly.
Yes, she mentioned that all his synapse. I don't know how to pronounce synapses. I think it's synapse in English. They all activated together, so all his neurons worked together and imagined this whole story in only 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, he died because his brain collapsed. Jorge, yes, please raise your hand. Go ahead. No? Okay.
No, I think he's just texting that
Yeah,
he's not
Voy
having the
a
best
estar
connection.
atento.
there he is.
Will be here.
Yeah, no problem. We can hear you. You wanted to say something or just wanted to let us know that?
No.
Okay,
How
sure.
how I put down the hand?
I don't know. Felipe, I would like to hear your opinions on the episode. Did you like it? You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed some part of the episode, yeah, of course, but I mean, it was like a, yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm.
more or less, yeah,
It was fun.
because I found it sort of redundant, because in the beginning you can visualize or envision the episode, and I mm, I did believe that he was going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that has some something between the lines in the episode, like for example the emptiness, because in the beginning he felt emptiness because the his father died, so he started to do something like a travel, like for forget about the mother. So he started to fill that kind of emptiness with more shit for as to say that.
Yeah, no, it's
And
okay.
so I think that that I think lens about emptiness, I think could be important for me, of course, but cinematographically speaking, or the narrative, for example, in the episode, I found like a kind of redundant.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, of course, there is an important thing between in the development of games, of course, but it's just too repetitive, the idea.
Yes.
So yeah, of course, I get I got the
The
idea
message.
that
Yeah, the message
yeah,
behind.
the message, yeah, but I think like a 3/4 or maybe half of the episode is about a game. So but yeah, it's important in the way that I think that we can discuss this later, or we will discuss this later. But yeah, I found the episode okay, but I I wouldn't see it again.
Yeah, I think that's the
Watch. Sorry,
yeah, you
I wouldn't watch
technically
it again.
I've
Yeah.
heard a lot of native saying see an episode or saw an episode,
Huh?
so technically it should be watched, of course. But I've heard. Now, language, one thing is the rule, another thing is how we use it. But yeah, so I think that it was a little bit redundant. Like we got the idea from the gaming company, or that they are like careless. I think I got that. I also got the mom thing. I also got the dad thing, the fears. So like I think we got the script from half the episode. As soon as he went to the house, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. But yeah, I didn't know he was. I didn't expected him dying. That was a surprise for me. But yeah, I agree with you, and we are going deeper. We're trying to get deeper anyway into the topics he presented. Hernan, what about you?
Well, I talked a little bit about this episode before with Felipe, and I think we agree in some. You're so jealousy.
You cannot talk before. I don't talk to my students. Every time they comment on something like,
Okay.
the episode,
Just 5
they're like,
lines.
don't talk about that before the meeting. No talking before the meeting. Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. Of course. Go ahead.
Okay, Mrs.
Just miss. Still single. Go ahead.
Well, I think I'm really glad about this whole stuff because I know it's not the best episode. I think it's quite mediocre in terms of the plot and stuff like that, and things are not as good as they used to be the previous 2 seasons. But well, I gotta say, I was very happy, and no one responded me on the WhatsApp group when I said that I watched the episode. But I'm so happy that finally things, or maybe the usual Black Mirror style, the classic Black Mirror style, got back in this episode. Because
In what
to
sense?
be honest, yeah, I was going to there because I think the last 15 seconds of the episode changed the whole perspective.
Yeah.
And that's
They
why
saved
I
the
was
episode.
so happy to realize that, oh, finally we're going back to the roots of Black Mirror. So yeah, I know it was kind of cliche. It was kind of I don't know, flat in terms of how the plot almost never changed, and it was kind of predictable. And at the same time, the finale that we saw was predictable too, and kind of a copy of the movie Inception and stuff
I was
like
going
that.
to say that. A dream
Yeah.
within a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think they were going back to their roots. So I really like how the ending was. I really like this 15 seconds at the end because I was kind of frustrated again watching this episode, thinking, oh, things are going to be more basic in every single level again and kind of predictable, but it was more fun than the last episode, I must say. Yeah, but at the same time, it was going, well, this guy is a douchebag. I kind of don't like it when he reacted in front of this it wasn't her girlfriend, but this girl
Sonia,
that he met, with Sonia and stuff, and he's being such a douchebag, and he's going crazy so simply. So yeah, I was kind of frustrated with this whole basic plot, but the 15 last seconds were really amazing. So yeah, I think it all worth it in a way, and I'm happy because the last episode was so terrible, was so bad, so basic, so mediocre that I know it's not the best comparison, but at the same time, if you will compare it both parallelly, I think you can realize that there is a huge improvement in terms of what are they doing, and I really hope that the next episode is going to be better than we are watching in this season. So yeah, this is kind of my analysis and how I felt across the episode.
I agree with you. At the end the ending saved the episode for me too. But yeah, I felt the same way. Like I finished it and I was like, so yeah, this is a new Black Mirror. But this felt like Black Mirror. The ending was very Black Mirror. Like, careful with technology, follow the rules. It can go wrong. Unexpected.
Yeah, and this whole hour happened in only 0.04 seconds. So that detail was
the Black Mirror part. That was like, yeah. And the fact that everything happened because he didn't follow the rule, he didn't turn off the phone. So that was really Black Mirror too. I compare it immediately with the previous one. This is the new Black Mirror. Yeah, but this one was better for me. I agree with you. I think that is I think it's creative. Despite not being the best creation, I think it thought of a scary way in which technology can trap us and can kill us. Is nothing like the previous, like none of the previous episodes talked about video games. Is a little bit less futuristic, more nowadays. We don't see any. I mean, yeah, the lens for 3D, like virtual reality, enhanced reality, all that. It is present now. Maybe it's not physically the same, but it's the same device. So I liked it that way, that it went Black Mirror in the essence of Black Mirror, more than less than technological Black Mirror, which was the last episode. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I think the ending saved it. So before we get into the discussion, I don't know if Gabriela, are you there? You want to share your opinion? Because I don't know if you want to talk or just a listener. Or maybe you are not here at all. Just listener, sure, no problem. Just didn't want to leave you out of the discussion. It's okay. So yeah, let's go into the discussion here. I tried to collect some ideas we can maybe discuss. I would like to start talking about, this is difficult. Who do you think, let's talk about the episode itself. Like, what do you think about the characters? We have 4 characters here. We have the protagonist, Cooper, who Hernan thought was a douchebag. I think he was really nice. I was like, wow, I think he was like, okay, random, any John, any regular John.
Yeah, sorry, at first, but when he really insult in a way Sonia, how he treated her, I'm not sure.
But he was like freaking out already, and he was a little bit drugged, maybe, I think. I don't know. He felt drugged, but he wasn't drugged. He wasn't anything at all. Like, it didn't happen anyway. He never
anyone bad. But the attitude was kind of douchey.
But at the same time, he was very kind in the morning. I would like, so yeah, we have Cooper, we have Sonia, the girl he met on Tinder. We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about Katie, the woman who worked there, and Sato, the owner of the company. Those are the 4 characters of the episode. So, opinions on Cooper. Cooper was, we don't know yet, a nice guy or not that nice guy. His father passed away because of Alzheimer, and he says that he's now traveling. He was like, yeah, I don't know if he was posh. Yeah, I think he said Cuico. I don't know if he was posh or not. Probably if you want to travel the world and don't work at all, you cannot be poor. So, but most people like they that do that are kind of poshy, but I don't think that has any relevance here. So yeah, he traveled around the world in order to make new memories. That's what he says. That his father died of Alzheimer's, so he's afraid that one day this will come to him. So his fear is that he maybe will forget everything because of, I don't know, because of life can get you with Alzheimer's chance, or because it may be genetical and it can happen to him because these illnesses repeated. I think they're genetic. I don't know if Alzheimer's is genetic. Can anybody correct me here?
Yeah.
Is Alzheimer's genetic?
Yes. In Grey's Anatomy,
you're like a doctor after that.
Yes.
Yeah. So Dr. Santos, what do you say?
No, I think that yes, it's genetic. You can make a exams, no sé.
Yeah, like
that find a molecule, or I don't know.
I
but
think
yes,
it's a gene.
Yes, gene. Sorry.
Yeah, Hernan, go ahead.
Well, in terms of I don't know how to say dementia in English, but
dementia.
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 Oh, that was a tough one.
Thanks, Latin.
Yeah, but well, in terms of several dementia disorders and stuff like that, what is really stated is that everyone is going to have kind of neurological damage, chronic neurological damage. Everyone is going to have dementia and maybe Alzheimer, because it's a type of it. But some people have some genetical heritage to develop it earlier than others.
Or easily.
That's what it's a moderator in that stuff. But everyone is going to have that, except if we die first, because there are several stuff that we can do across our lives to prevent dementia.
Yeah.
Like reading, like doing exercise, like
learning a second
what
language, becoming bilingual.
Yeah, of course.
Alzheimer and dementia. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's fact. I'm not.
Yeah, of course. Learning, have an active neurological development across your life, stuff like that. But everyone is going to have it, except if we die first, as I said. So that's why some people never had anything like problems with their memory or stuff like that, because maybe they read too much, maybe they didn't have these other genes that moderate that the dementia could start earlier or stuff like that. But it's normal. Like if you have a car, across the years it's going to be rooted and it's going to work not as good as you used to. The brain is the same, so you're going to have any kind of neurological disorders.
It's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, unless you die first and you have a
that's exactly
proper
that's the funny thing about Cooper. I think that he was afraid of something that is that you can help, that is something that's going to happen. You will lose your memory, whether you do it by Alzheimer or by age. So he was afraid of losing his memory, so he was traveling around the world to make new memories, or make more memories, or as many memories as possible before forgetting. But he finally ended up dying before being able to make new memories, and in his dying he lost his memories. So it's like he he finally, in order to avoid his biggest fear, he actually went directly to his biggest fear, losing his memory. Hernan, go ahead.
Jorge wrote a very interesting theory about that.
Yeah, I would like, thank you for letting me know, because I can never look at the, Jorge, you want to read your message, or you want me to read it for the rest of us? No? Yes? Maybe? Maybe not. Oh, you say, oh, maybe.
Hello.
There you are. Share your thoughts, please.
Escucha?
Yes.
Sorry, I have very poor connection. The modem of the house is very
Don't worry, sweetie. It's okay. We can hear you.
I sent the message for the chat or for you, Hernan?
For the chat.
The chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna read because it's theory.
Good.
Conspiracy. Or Hernan says that about Alzheimer heritage, and I think that who tried this game died so fast, or Cooper died at the first.
Yeah, like, I think I got your point. Like, maybe it was the
Hello.
heritage, the genes that caused him to easily die, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think you have a point, but let me just be suspicious, just in case. How would they know, the game company, that he had these genes? Or it was just chance?
Yeah, there's a possibility that the girl who he, yeah.
I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go elaborate.
Who was,
elaborate.
yeah.
So what's
Who
your
was
theory?
with him? Who was with him at the beginning, or in the since the first quarter of the episode? Yeah, maybe she was connected to the company, and she knew. I mean, she met him deeply, so deeply, you know. I mean, she knew about the struggle of him and all of that, the problems that he has at the moment. So yeah.
Because actually, she was the one who told him about this job. She was the one like, hey, they're looking for people here. Don't take that. Don't take that. That other thing that he had, like, where he was making like $4. Do this one. So you think, Felipe? What do you think? Do you think that Sonia knew?
I mean, that is the interesting thing about the Black Mirror, you know, series. Because there are some open branches, you know,
Yes.
through all the episode, so
They always leave out questions.
Yeah, and you don't know, or we don't know about how the main points or the key points of the episode were developed. I mean, in a robust way, you know. So yeah, I think that is some of the problems, but at the same time, it's like the mystery and the, you know, that kind of spark for us.
I think actually that's exactly what the last episode lacked. The open questions at the end. Like, it had some, it left some, like, what happened afterwards, but it wasn't anything deep, like, so she knew all along, so this was like this, so was this plan from the beginning? Like, that happened, I think, in all the episodes. We've always been there's always been things in which we don't agree with, in theories, like perspectives. The previous episode did not have that. We were all agreeing on the same. In this case, for example, we have this discussion. Was Sonia was Sonia part of the plan? Because when I think that at the beginning I was like, no, I never thought that, but then I was like, maybe. Because when Hernan is shaking his head, so I would like to hear your opinions before leaving my evidence. No, go ahead. You think that
no, please go on. You first. You were explaining your point.
I was just saying that when she gets to the home, when she gets to the haunted house, where he was trapped, when he was already dead, when she meets him in his memory, there are two things that are worth noting. She mentioned that she knew that a lot of people died in this experiment. That could be like, how do you know that? This was a secret experiment. How do you know that people died? Because we know that people die. When Saito gets to the office at the end, he mentions like he died too, just like the rest, blah, blah, blah. So, and the other thing that I think was like, yeah, that she knew that he got a call from his mom in the room and she wasn't there. Like when the mom, the call that actually killed him. Now, the thing is that this never happened. So it could have been just his imagination. But I think that it's a little bit suspicious. They leave the door open. I'm just like Felipe. I would not get my, no, I won't translate the saying in Spanish, the Spanish from Spanish to English, but I will not make my decision yet. Hernan, you wanted to say your perspective? Like, do you think that Sonia was
I
part
think
of it?
well, I would like to know Kathy's and Jorge's opinion too.
You're going to
I
go
disagree.
again.
I disagree with you and with Felipe when you say that it's probable that she knew. I don't think so. I'm looking it backwards in a way because, well, first we need to remember some stuff like, as you said, that almost nothing really happened. That's why the 15 final seconds were so amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of interesting to ask ourselves, how did he know Saito if he didn't have met yet?
He saw a
Met
cover.
him yet. Met
He
him
saw
yet.
a magazine cover. That was it.
Yeah, and it could be not only that, because we need to remember that this kind of I don't know how to say, even in Spanish, cuando tú te pones algo acá en el pelo, se me olvidó el nombre.
Cintillo.
Yeah, a cintillo.
Like,
sorry.
yeah, virtual reality cintillo.
Yeah, that kind of cintillo.
Yeah, like let's say lens. They are like lens because they're put here like glasses.
No, they were put in the head, on the forehead.
On the forehead.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But in sometimes
device. You can call it device. I love that word. Device.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I try to say that I'm trying to say that they were putting information inside his brain. So maybe he didn't know Saito, but they were adding information as he was going to sign up another contract with him, as if Saito was a great person, as this other girl was. But they weren't that way. And that's why the 15 last seconds were so amazing, because in the last 15 seconds, they said like, yeah, don't worry, put it on the bag, let's continue with the other one. That were the real person inside the information and the images that they were putting inside Cooper's head. But trying to figure out all the facts involved before that inception, I think that Sonia was very worried about that, but at the same time, she really she didn't really care about this whole situation. And I think it's possible to know that some people are dead because she works, she used to work in the video game industry and stuff like that. She was kind of a reporter in a way.
Yeah.
So if you are dead because of that, you can tweet it. The family can tweet stuff like that, you know.
Or she has
where is this person? Yeah, or maybe if you're signing a contract, maybe Saito company gives you the dead body and that's it, because they signed that they could die in that kind of experiments. So maybe it's not private, maybe it's public, or maybe just an internal rumor or stuff like that. But it's possible to know. And I think she was kind of worried, but not as worried as she was his girlfriend, because they met the night before and that was it. So yeah, if he wanted to do that, if if he didn't want to talk with his mom and stuff like that, well, I think it's probable that she didn't know and she wasn't confabulating a huge conspiracy with Cyto Company and having some, I don't know how to say comisiones because I forgot it, but no, I think she was working in her stuff and that was it, and she heard some rumors and yeah.
I agree. Like I agree
What
with
if?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
Felipe, go ahead.
You're muted, but
fuck. Sorry.
yeah, you were saying.
What if? What if the end was a trick or was a part of the dream of him? Because how did he know about the deaths? Because when he was dreaming, she talked to him and say about the possible deaths, and that deaths are I don't know how to say, but it's like the same script at the end of the episode. So maybe it was a continuous of the dream, and
Maybe
Yeah,
he's
you're
still
right.
dreaming.
And
That's what you're saying.
maybe
Yeah,
he can fall in an eternal loophole. I think the plot wasn't intending to do that, but it's possible. It's always possible. It's like watching Inception. You
Yes.
will never know if the I forgot how to
The
say
thing,
trompo.
the totem.
Yeah.
It was a totem.
Yeah, his totem, DiCaprio's totem, was going to fall down or not. Was it
Yeah.
going to stop or not? But in Inception, they kind of opened this message, and in Black Mirror, it was it. It was a huge bag
Plot twist.
of, I don't know, steel that crushes you in the head in these last 15 seconds,
It's a
shocking
final
you.
plot twist.
Yeah, it was an incredible and a really fast plot twist, I must say. But yeah, so I think that was the intention of the writer, but we're not sure about that. And it's possible that it's an eternal loophole and he's not dead. But how they change all the images, the personalities of the characters, just in these 15 seconds, made me think that that was the reality compared to the other dreams that he had.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Black Mirror
Yeah.
almost always opens that kind of questions at the end of the episode. So in that one, I thought it wasn't, but you're right. It could be possible.
Yeah,
But
it could be possible. Yeah, Kathy, go ahead.
I think that maybe Sonia knows about this because she worked in the same industry, and maybe he worked for the experiment. Como que, o sea, like he worked
She was involved.
Exactly, and then
And she
I
had-
think that they, o sea, all the people, they don't want to he die, but he died maybe for the phone.
Yes,
Because
it was an
the phone is
accident, Tiny.
on. Yes, I think that it's just an experiment, but an experiment that doesn't work in the end.
Yeah, but I
He
think that you
died
mentioned that
and-
other people died too. I think, or it was just Sonia.
It's just in the imagination.
Yeah,
that
but
he-
sorry, when they mentioned that other people died too, I think I know it was Sonia who mentioned that, but in the final scene when he's dying, the Katie and Sadio, did they say or mention anything about other people dying? Like it's just one more guy dying or not?
I don't know, but
But
I
they
think
were
that
very cold about that. Like, yeah,
they
whatever.
they are very surprised because he doesn't work. Maybe I watched one time. Yeah.
Like they were surprised because it didn't work.
Yes, because
Yeah.
he started to shock, or I don't know. I remember that
Yeah,
Katie
he started
started
convulsioning.
Yeah.
Sorry. Felipe, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I mean,
Very
yeah,
good.
she had a book of satire of the boss of the
Magazine.
company.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she was a kind of fan of him. So yeah, and the other thing that maybe couldn't explain, or maybe it was open. It was how the card was dismissed, or maybe how
I
was
think he was cloned.
well,
They leave it open, like could have been
but
cloned or could have been like
yeah, but
blocked by Sonia.
loved by Sonia, yeah, of course.
Yes.
So yeah, the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
there's a lot
They,
of
they
things
they leave the door open
around
for a
around
conspiracy
that
theory,
one.
like video
Yeah,
gaming companies theories that they are. And I think that this could be not killing people maybe, but they could take very vulnerable people that are addicted to video games and lock them down to play more video games. It's like feeding I don't know, like giving drugs to a drug addicted, and how much they don't care about the addiction or the problems they're causing in their users. There is a lot of research on the topic, and video gaming company or industry does not change. They don't care. At the end, we see a very cold Saito, that he's like, oh yeah, write down that he died. How long did it last? Said 4 seconds. Bye. um so I agree with you. Like, I agree. I don't know what to say, what to decide here, because it is.
That's why this is a better
Yeah.
episode than the last one.
I'm liking it better now as we speak. That's always happens.
yeah,
Sometimes I come to
definitely.
these meetings after the episode, I'm like, yeah, wasn't that good? But then I'm like, yes, it was good. So yeah, I think that they leave that door open, like, was it all a conspiracy? At the same time, it's very psychological because it's all based in his fears and his perceptions or preconceptions of people, because he meets this girl on Tinder. He likes her based on his ideas of what he thinks she is. He relies on her, he trusts her based on the ideas he got from her. He thinks that his mother would be a problem, that it's like all based in words. Everything is based in what he thinks could happen. So he thinks Sonia is a very good person, and because they show us that she is a good person, I was like, wow, she's holding him in the morning after that. I wouldn't do that. That's not me. Or like she cares about his dad, kiss him in the forehead, or talking to him. That's very kind for someone that you barely know. So he thinks that he's a good girl, but in his dream, she becomes a bad person. He thinks that Katie is a good girl, a good woman, because she is comforting him in his nightmare. She's talking to him. She never leaves him alone, only when technology interferes. And he sees her in his dream as a good person, but in fact, in reality, she was like not that attached. We never saw him freaking out when he died. And he thinks of Saito as a good person too, but in the end, he was a bad person in reality. So maybe he's mixing everything. Like, I think you're good in the case of Sonia, but you're bad in my dream. I think you are good in real life, but in reality, you're a bad person. It could be like contrasting reality, maybe. I don't know, Kathy.
Maybe in the first, obviously, he trusts in her, but when he started to suffer, maybe he think that is her fault, because
It's all about fears.
fault.
He fears that he could have been wrong.
Exactly, yes, because she invited to take this, no sé si, I don't know, job, maybe,
Job, yeah.
experiment.
Job.
Yes.
There are people who actually play, like, are paid for this. It's their jobs. There are people working on this. So yeah, I think what they're trying to show is that our fears of being fooled by people, or our fears of being that someone betrays you, like Katie would betray him, though they don't have a bound. But I think it's all about the fear. They're trying to show that we fear trusting someone, and then that people betraying us, like Katie, and we fear being judging someone before you meet that person, and then getting the actual reality that is a good person in the case of Saito. I think that's what they're trying to show us, and I think this intentionally, that they leave the door open intentionally in order to make us question this. They're talking about this now on the chat, and I cannot see what you're talking about, but I think I will after, because I cannot read and lead the discussion.
Felipe is recommending a movie that
Yeah,
could be interesting, but what
movie
about it,
about
Felipe?
video games?
yeah. I mean, it's not the biggest, or maybe the main topic, but it's around of it. That and it's quite like, it's like
Mind-blowing.
a twisted perception. I mean, playing video games start to transform the environment and the perception of the people. So yeah, it is quite interesting, this movie, and the acting is phenomenal.
And is it French?
Yeah, it's French. Yeah.
Elle, that's the name, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to save it here. So yeah, I think before we finish, I don't know if we have, because we've been speculating and discussing the episode, but I don't think we're gonna reach any point here. And that's the purpose of the episode, to leave the door open. Like, was it real? Like, because at the very end, that nothing was real. So what was real? What wasn't real? About calling his mom, like, I think that the ending of the episode, like the teaching of this fabule was follow the rules. If they tell you to turn off your phone, for example, in the airplane, I was once traveling on an airplane, and I met a pilot that he was sitting next to me. He wasn't the pilot driving the airplane. He was another pilot in the same plane, and he started talking to me, and he told me, and I was like, yeah, like the flight attendant was like, turn off your cell phone. I just put it in silence, like we all do, or modo avión. And the modo avión, that he told me, modo avión. I was like, why? What is it about this? And he told me that it causes huge intervention in the cabin, and that we could have a very big accident if something happens. Maybe nothing would happen, but it could. So I was like, yes. But then I flight again, and I didn't turn off my phone. So that's one rule. Follow the rules. One teaching, follow the rules. You could die if you don't follow the rules. And second teaching, call your mom, because it could be too late. He finally, at the ending, he finally called his mom, but it was too late because he was already dead. I think that's the other teaching. Yeah.
He called her?
Yeah, he went home, I think.
Yeah.
He wanted
What?
to.
No.
I don't remember, because the
ending was that
No.
died.
It didn't end before. In like
Yeah, a little bit before.
Within a
the
dream.
last dream.
In his dream.
In
One
his
of the last
dream.
dream.
Yeah. In his last dream, he actually called mom, went back home.
Return, yeah.
Yeah,
And
his closest dream to reality was meeting his mom.
yeah.
And that was kind of
Facing the mom.
interesting because he died probably due to
His mom killed him.
his mom was calling him, because he got his cell phone turned on because he sent
text to her
Sonia a photo. Sonia.
Yes.
He sent Sonia a photo of the technology that they were using with him.
It's funny because my
So-
mom has called me 2 times in this meeting. So maybe it's like a sign.
Maybe,
Yeah, do not run away of
The good thing I don't have mom, I just have mama.
do not run away of our family. I mean, of our beloved ones.
Yeah, like don't
Whatever happened.
Yeah.
so you are not following the rules, and you are
I'm
not calling mom.
I haven't learned anything. I'm afraid that I'm dead already. But this is my dream. of a literary circle working.
Yeah.
Catherine, yes, Kathy, tell me.
In the first, you asked about the characters, and I think that he's a little selfish, maybe because he never answered of call of his mother. Uh, because in my case, I don't live with my mom and since 10, 12 years. And all the time I try to call her, and when I don't talk with she for 1 week, for example, my mother always care about or worry about me. In this chapter, he never answer because he don't want, not because he can't.
Yeah, but it wasn't just because he didn't want, like, oh my boring. No, because he didn't know how to deal with his
Yeah, but it
mom.
was kind of selfish and
No,
kind
but
of
it
immature.
was
I
selfish
agree
because
with
she was
Kathy. I
suffering.
totally agree with Kathy.
No, no, no,
Yes,
I agree with her. I agree.
Maybe you
but
can disagree,
wait.
but he explained
No,
a
no,
very
I
childish kind of explanation.
I agree.
It wasn't
That he was
reasonable.
selfish. I agree
Yes,
with he was
for
selfish.
example, I don't have a team, no sé cómo se dice tema, sorry.
A
I
topic?
don't have a topic for talk with my father, for example.
You have
It's
issues.
difficult.
Yeah, a topic. Yeah,
Exactly.
topic. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah, it's
difficult,
not the same. It's never the same.
but yes, I try to speak with them, no sé, a little, 5 minutes.
Yeah, something.
But yes,
Just answer the
but
call. That's all you have to do. Answer the call and tell, hey, mom,
because
fine,
because the
everything's
people
fine.
worry.
Yeah, and he's sorry after all. Like, and that's what every mother says. Like, I think a mom wrote this episode because they always say, "You will regret when I'm gone. You will," and he'll be gone, and he regretted. So it's like my mom. I think my mom decided to or had some participation in this episode. Maybe she's like Sonia. She will be like Sonia. I will never know if she had something to do or not. It was just coincidence. He called me twice. But yeah. So yeah, I think that's the other lesson. He was very selfish. His mom was suffering. His mom also lost her husband. She needed to know he was okay. He needed to know if, like, to cope, like help him cope. And he wasn't ready. Like, that's a common thing. Like, maybe we child have, like, when we don't know how to deal with our parents, how to cope with our parents as parents, as the figure of parents being controlling you or always worrying about you, or the fact that one day our parents will be old and we also have to take care of them emotionally and physically. So maybe it could be also about that, how we try to avoid our responsibilities
That, yeah, that is.
with parents by
Yeah.
traveling
There's so
around the
many
world.
people who avoid, who dodge. I mean, this kind of deep
Especially when they
problem.
go to other countries, like,
And yeah, I mean, I
traveling.
found I mean, yeah, in Peru, in United States, in Bolivia,
Yeah,
United
like he was
Europe,
all
so
around
many
the
people
world.
who is traveling, who are traveling and had that kind of a
Yeah,
problem.
like they don't have
And
the
they, yeah,
bound.
yeah, even the, like, if you maybe sweep the Instagram photos, you can, yeah, you can find a lot
And
of things.
just a quick
Many
comment on that.
Coopers out there.
I remember when Sonia kind of bothered Cooper
Yeah, with
because
the mom.
she said, "Oh, you Americans are so damn close with your parents and stuff. You're so cheesy and stuff like that." And I thought, what the
You've
hell is
never been
going on?
here.
They are so cold. What about
Yeah,
how
you
are
should
we
have
as
come
Latinos?
here and watch us
Yeah.
with our mummies.
What?
Yeah, I had a student. I used to teach Spanish to speakers of English. So I had a Polish student. She was learning English, and she came from Edinburgh to Limache because she met a Chilean there. She fell in love.
Very close to
Came to
Felipe.
Limache, Edinburgh, Limache.
To eat tomatoes.
To eat tomatoes. Like, and she was, of course, very shocked first. It was her first encounter with the third world coming from Poland. And then living in Edinburgh and living in Limache is like two different realities. But she was shocked by that, by the language, by the culture. But what was more shocking for her was her mother-in-law. And she suffered a lot because she couldn't understand why they had to eat together every Sunday. And I was like, it's just Sunday. It's just one day of the week. It's totally normal. She was like, why? Why does she leave?
Yeah, there are other families that do it every day.
Yeah, I was like,
at least 3 or 4 times a week.
I know. I have had boyfriends who had like weekends with their mothers. And I was like, it's just one day. Why are you making such a big deal? It's okay. But she lives in the same city, but she doesn't live with you. She lives in a different house. It's okay. And one time, they went to Poland to visit her family for the summer, and the mother took them to the airport, and she cried. And she was freaking out because, like, why is she crying? Why is she so manipulative? Like, it's a mom crying at the airport 3 months away. I mean, it's obvious. She couldn't understand any of those things. So maybe
how cold British really are,
or
because
like
we find cold the people in the US, and they
Yeah.
find cold the people in UK.
in Europe.
Oh, what is going on? They are
Like, maybe this episode,
like icebergs.
maybe this episode was more touching for people like us than it was for Americans. Maybe Americans are discussing this episode like such a big deal about the mom. Who cares about that? And maybe in Europe they don't even care about that. It's not even a topic of discussion here. So yeah, it has a cultural background that enhances the thematic of the episode for us. Mommy culture. So yeah, guys, I don't know if there's any other topic you would like to cover. Otherwise, I think we've talked. I thought that this would be like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about with the guys, but we did it as usual. I'm very proud of you, smart people, helping lead the discussion. Thank you so much. Just one more day of pleasure being with you, and see you next Thursday for the next episode. I have no idea of this season, so everything is new for me. See you on episode 3 of next season.
Thank you, Alicia.
Season. Take care,
It's been a
babies.
pleasure.
Be good. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.